YouTube.com/Tim Westwood TV.
Understand who's number one in the UK? Tim Westwood. Yeah, baby. Yeah. You know where the flavor is going down. What up, cuz? What up, blood? What up, Westwood? What up, Westwood? What up, blood? What up, cuz? What up, blood? What up, Westwood?
And the eyes is gonna roll around in your head, and you're not gonna believe what you just saw.
G, you net!
Yeah, you know who it is. The boy Wonder. Lloyd Banks, you heard me? Southside Prince. Westwood!
Lloyd Banks, kid.
Yeah! I'm finna tear the house down, you know what I'm saying? Yeah!
Rockin' with the best. Lloyd Banks. G!
Yeah!
It's Tim Westwood TV. Understand what's about to go down. My man Lloyd Banks, G Unit, up in the spot, in the building. Now, we're sitting here on exhaust pipe furniture, baby. Furniture made out of exhaust pipes with mufflers and silencers. Yo, this used to be a muscle car, baby, and I'm sitting in it as a couch. Now, your uncle was a welder.
Yeah, he was a bunch of things, mechanic, all kind of stuff.
Okay.
My uncle used to make like giraffes and dinosaurs and all kind of stuff and have it in my yard.
Now, was that a little embarrassing?
Very much so,
Exactly.
considering I'm from the hood for one, and for two, you know, that was a hobby and a talent that nobody else appreciated at that time. It was like walking past Great Adventures or something. The zoo down there.
So, you're deep in the hood.
Yeah.
Queens, killer queens.
Yeah, man.
And in the backyard, you've got exhaust drafts and dinosaurs, kid. I mean, it must have really... I mean, what did 50 have to say about it?
I mean, they didn't really care too much because, you know, him and probably along with a lot of other people, they used to just stash their cracks and shit
Exactly,
up in it.
exactly. You know, so your uncle was really making giraffe stash boxes.
Yeah, he pretty much did, man. For the ones that it can be reached, man, it was pretty embarrassing, man, to this day.
Oh, man. Now, talking about the crib, where you live now?
Now I have a spot in Long Island now.
Okay, cool.
And a spot in Manhattan as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
I
Now-
haven't moved out of New York yet.
Yeah. Now, where is the studio?
In my house
In
in Long Island.
Long Island. Now, you record the album. You're very tied into recording in the crib. Why is that?
You know what? I think that's where we start off as kids writing. You start off in your home, you know, and it's funny because my whole first album, I wrote it, most of it outside of the country, but most of the thoughts came, you know, from me sitting on my stoop, you know, so I think that it was a point where I couldn't write raps unless I was in my room that I grew up in. And so with that being said, you know, I just felt like that was the best place. And I wasn't really a fan of, you know, the city because, you know, I was riding dirty, you know, so taking that risk just to go to the studio would be a dumb reason to get locked up because you was going to the studio and you got to ride around with your pistol or even just smoking weed and stuff. So I'd rather just all have that there already, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Just keeping the crib.
Yeah, man. So I smoke, I ain't got to worry about nothing going crazy.
Chill.
And
Yeah.
just chill, my own studio. And I, you know, I recorded the whole album there and it cut recording costs by probably a couple $100,000.
Yeah, really. And like, you know, the artists being in the crazy big studio with all the extras. I was up in when Boyz II Men were trying to make a comeback, and they were like living in that studio, had it on lock 24 hours. They'd rented in weights so they could pump some weights. There was like 30, they would order in 30 Happy Meals at a time from, you know.
They're trying to make the studio fun outside of the music.
Exactly.
You know, and that's not it. And that's what the labels do to the beginning. They sit you in the big studio with the big speakers, and then you got your entourage, 10, 15 people. You're ordering all them cheeseburgers and fries.
Exactly.
Before you know, you spend $1,000 before you even started recording.
Exactly. Before you've even got that hit off the tape.
We recorded the whole Beg for Mercy album on a tour bus.
Exactly.
In a bathroom. bathroom space. So you really don't need it. And it's funny, man, because Eminem, which is like the biggest, hip hop artist, period. When I went to play him my album, you're thinking you're gonna hear it on the big crazy speakers that he has, but he'll go out into the car. We go into the car on his Benz and we listen to it, on the smaller speakers.
Yeah.
To this day, and that's what let me know, like, well, damn, if M don't need it, then I don't need it either.
Exactly. Wasted dough, baby.
And you can really, really damage your ears too. I just found out, recently that you can be diagnosed. It's something out there that to where it's a ringing in your ear, and you can really lose your hearing, from having the speakers up so loud. And so us as artists and DJs, I would advise, to see an ear doctor, because it's dangerous, man.
Sorry, I didn't hear a word you said then.
See that? That comes from how many years? Look at all these records.
So let's go into a video. We're going to play this one mad quiet. In fact, this video's got no volume, kids. We're going in quiet. Yo, Tim Westwood TV. We're chilling at the crib.
Yeah.
This is the spot. Got the records on the wall. A few joints ringing off. Yo, records. Do people even know what a record is?
Man,
Do you own a turntable?
No. But we grew up in an environment like this. I know a DJ right now that we started. Me and 50 also started rapping. We used to just have the mic and. And it sound like in the 80s when you do play it back, and all we had was records and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So I'm pretty sure he would appreciate this.
I don't even know where to buy a CD nowadays.
It's crazy.
If I ain't downloading, it ain't happening for me.
And the
man.
record stores, like a lot of legendary spots like Hot Wax and
All
Fat
gone.
Beats, it's all
gone.
man.
Fat Beats gone.
How do you knock down Fat Beats? To replace it with what? White Castle? I don't understand.
Seriously, I've got more use for a burger right now than a piece of vinyl. I like my platters off the grill, not off the turntable. That's how I feel about it. I mean, every joint you see here, put it on a hard drive, tuck it in my back pocket, I'm good.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It was good decoration and good
soundproofing.
Good soundproofing.
Neighbors don't complain. It's all cramp in here. I mean, all of this, baby, I lug this. I lug this vinyl everywhere, baby. Crates upon crates. Used to roll with a big crew because of that. I spent all my money on it. I'm going to be honest, I'm resentful, baby. I would have a nicer crib if I didn't have this.
All these damn records.
Now, just to let you know, like, the impact that 50 has at my parties. So at the front of the stack, we've got the 250 albums, Get Rich or Die Trying, 2 of them. As you can see, they're pretty busted. You know what I mean? We play a lot of joints off there, man. Like, we play a lot of joints. If you look at the vinyl, you can see, like, it's kind of destroyed. You know what I'm saying? We ain't playing with this. We be throwing a lot of joints on. And that's what we always start the party with. Then when we get further down into the party, we get into a 50 set, which starts about here. And it goes all the way back, 21 Questions, PIMP, Stunt 101, Popping Them Things, Magic Stick, you know what I mean? And, before we get into the section of Warriors and On Fire by Lloyd Banks, you know what I mean? So, we are pretty G-Unit out, because this is where hip-hop is at.
What's crazy is, one of my homeboys who we started out rapping with, he was a DJ, and we would use the record crates to put the stash the pistols in. That's how we used to get him into the club.
Exactly.
Can't get it in on
exactly.
What's it, a Serato?
Exactly. He was using that. I was using that for the bottles of champers. He took pistols. I took champagne. I might have got it right.
Yeah, for sure.
I saved money at the bar.
Exactly.
You said you were gangster, but you never got nothing. You said you were what's and you need to stop fronting. You go to the dealer, but you never cop nothing. You've been hustling a long time and you ain't got nothing.
Album.
Yeah.
Why did you call it what you called it?
Well, I titled the album "The Hunger for More Part 2." HFM2 for short. Just basically because when I dropped the record Beamer, Benz, and Bentley, you know, I felt the energy that I haven't felt since my introduction.
Yes.
Through the club and the street, you know, and the record just grew organically, and it had an ignorance to this record.
Crazy.
When On Fire dropped, it was like, you know, On Fire, it was more like, it was cool for the masses, but this one had an ignorance, like, nigga, it was like, my jeans are never empty, bitch. It was just, you know, had that raunchiness to it, and it was the hood favorite.
Beamer, Benz, or Bentley, Beamer, Benz, or Bentley, Beamer, Benz, or Bentley, my jeans are never empty, bitch.
So I felt like,
oh, smash, baby.
Why not name it?
You throw that on as a DJ, that's the difference between a party which is hood and ripping and a party which is moist. That was the decider one. If your party was hot, that would be ripping.
This is heavy, new Bentley, color vanilla and cherry. Andretti on Pirelli, make a movie.
We need to go in
Beamer, Benz, or Bentley, Beamer, Benz, or Bentley, Beamer, Benz, or Bentley, my jeans are never empty. I'm fresh, I'm fly, I'm so damn high. More than 500 horses when I roll by.
It was definitely the record of the summer for more than one reason. You know, it was big in the neighborhood. It was big all over the world, and it also equated to finances. You know, it's one thing to have a big record. This record was actually, it's documented. You know, we're pushing towards 700,000 units independent. You know, so it's amazing.
That's paper, baby. That is Lloyd Paper,
LP.
LP, kids. Understand that with his face on it, kids.
For sure,
Understand it only comes in hundreds and above, baby. G notes. Now, we are so hood, you could hear someone just flush the toilet there. We're keeping it local right now.
Yeah.
Let's get into Beamer, Benz, and Bentley.
Yeah.
Of the three, Benz.
Yeah, at the moment, Benz. I had 2 Bentleys, and the thing is, you know, when you buy cars that, you know, these are machines now. You know, they're mechanical and they shut down. They got a recall. The same way if you buy a phone, sometimes you might got to return it. So, or a computer. That's what happened. And my Bentley is cut off for me like 3 times, and I didn't have no license. So imagine just being in the middle of the street and boom, hours down on you. Now I got to get out the car and act like I'm waiting for the owner to come back because I didn't have a license.
That's a mess.
Yeah, so I stuck to the Benz and the Beamer also. I had all 3, but I wrote Beamer, Benz, and Bentley in my Benz, in my S63. Yeah.
So it felt like you were leaning for the Benz.
Most definitely.
It felt that the Benz was the correct lean for you.
Not that they're gonna give me anything for it because them dudes don't need it, but you know.
Yeah, I always find that annoying, mate.
Yeah,
I can't even get free chicken in this town. Let's get into it, baby.
Beamer, Benz, or Bentley, Beamer, Benz, or Bentley, Beamer, Benz, or Bentley, my jeans are never empty, bitch.
YouTube.com/Tim Westwood TV.